Welcome to Lockercode, where football is not just fantasy, but our reality, where you can express your excitement, your tensions, or even frustrations about the games, your team, your league, and performances of players. Let's go! Yo, welcome back. Lockercode DFS, yo, with your big boy. What up, Mr. Legend? Yeah,
Hey, what's going on, man? Of course, I'm all right, man. We deep into the football season. Things are coming together.
Yo, I know you ain't all right, man. You still rocking that Philly, bro.
Well, I'll tell you like this. I will continue rocking this jersey as long as Carson Wentz keeps playing. Because this team is bad. The Dolphins are bad.
Hold on. Ain't nobody was having a conversation about the Dolphins right now. We were just talking about Philly.
No. Yeah, we got to make sure because the three picks that we're talking about are the Eagles, the Dolphins, and the Colts. Right. And as long as all three are bad, I'm rocking with Wentz.
Why you good if Dolphins are bad?
Because we own the pick, and if they're bad, then that means we get a higher pick.
Don't worry about it. We're going to change that around, bro. We're going to change that around because we got to mess up your picks all day long.
Well, good luck with that.
Yo, so we got a great show for the DFS lineups this week, man. Week 5, ready to go. Yo, surprising last week, man. Smith played well last week, man. I was surprised by that, man.
Yeah, it's not really surprising. Actually, somebody that I had in my lineup because Kansas City is not good at corners. They're really not good.
Their defense is not good.
Yeah, I mean, we always know about the Honey Badger roaming out in the secondary, but their outside corners, I mean, if he's not there helping them, there's nothing else going on.
Well, you know what's funny about that, though? But that's always been Kansas City's issue, right? But it doesn't start to pick up until at the end of the season into the playoffs. That's when Kansas City defense actually starts to play, right? But they're always going to be in the shootouts, right? They don't have great corners. They never have great corners. I can't remember the last time they had a good corner. So it's one of those teams like they're playoff bound. That's when they start playing real hard. Other than that, man, it's just going to be a shootout between the quarterback and whoever the other opposite quarterback is, man. At the end of the day.
Oh, we got a good one this week.
We definitely do. We definitely do, man. But yeah, man, I liked how he's playing. Like I said, man, I like how Jalen was playing. I'm one of the guys that was rooting for Jalen for when he first came out, actually, saying, hey, Jalen was actually better than Tua, to be honest with you. Like, we were talking about that before. But, everybody felt like, Jalen's going to be a second-round, third-round guy. I think, if Philly let him build, I think they got a steal at, I think it was second round that they picked him.
Yeah, second round.
Mm-hmm. I know y'all want Watson, but build around him, man. We can get Watson.
Watson wouldn't even be able to help us until 2023 anyway.
He'll be back, bro. We need to go and get him back. Yo, so let's break down, man. Payline reviews, man. FanDuel.
Yeah.
And so on, man. What's good?
Yeah, so you guys know the trend is pretty much the same. We play FanDuel cash games, and of course, we need to know how we're doing. I was able to clean up last week, even with some misses in the lineup because the pay line was very low. Yep. 114.2 points. Remember at the beginning of the season, we told you guys we aimed for 129 points with our lineup build. Yep. So being able to cash in with less than that is absolutely phenomenal. And, I'm feeling good again this week, So the main thing that kind of killed a lot of my lineups as far as being able to cash in, but not actually going crazy. This Kelsey disappointed very much, but yeah. But that was more than made up for Corey Davis that I had in every single one of my cash game lineups. He was cheap. The matchup was great. The game script was great, and he ended up making up for the Kelsey dud.
I was actually surprised because I thought, was it Crowder? his other receiver that was there now that came back.
Crowder,
I
yes.
thought once Crowder got activated, I thought Crowder was going to take a lot of his catches, and they actually both had good games. Obviously, Corey had a better
Hmm.
game, but they both had good games. You know what I mean? So it's funny how Moore kind of went back, right? Because we were expecting Moore to be somebody go crazy. Remember, they was out there saying he was going to be the rookie of the year, and that kind of
Hmm.
backshadowed a little, man. Like I don't think. I mean, in lineups right now, he's like what 58. No, he's like $4,400, $4,700 right now. But
Yeah,
I don't see that
but
type of
I mean,
activity coming in.
we give that rookie a little bit of time because we can all talk about Justin Jefferson last season.
Right.
Like he was on waivers.
Yep.
The
Well,
guy was on
no,
waivers.
not in our league.
Well, in most
Well, yeah, in
leagues,
most
we're
leagues,
talking
yes.
Yahoo, ESPN. This
Yep.
is high stakes, competitive. These guys are sharp. They're not letting anything
Yeah.
off on waivers. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I got you. I definitely agree with you on that one.
Hmm.
So we got to give him time. All right, so let's go, man. So
Yep.
we got the pay line review here. Let's go to our cash game targets, right?
Yeah, of course. We're gonna start at the quarterback position. Mahomes is not somebody that I'm using. I don't think he's on the main slate. So, so we default to the highest paid guy. Kyler Murray, 8,500.
Yep.
Know that seems like it's a lot, but this guy is on an MVP trail. Like I don't see this guy stopping.
I
And
don't see him either, man.
it's
It's a
so
nice
crazy
team
because
to go against 49ers too.
exactly, which they're struggling with their corner situation as well.
Right.
And the thing with Kyler Murray, he has the weapons. Why are we rostering the wide receiver 4 on that team along with the tight end? So you mean to tell me 5 wide
Five
receivers
receivers is not getting that ball.
are
It's not happening.
producing? Yeah, but they're producing actually, and where I'm going with this is you're looking at it. That's all because of Kyler Murray. He spreads the ball around and he puts all his players in a position that they can all succeed. And when you have that combination, this guy is he's gonna go off, and he has a player on the opposite side that's gonna push him. So that's the perfect game script for him. And going down to Dak Prescott at 8,100 for me, that's another player that we expect to be in a game script where he has to pass.
He has to pass it, right?
Yeah,
Especially now,
that defense is not
Zeke is
good.
questionable right now. The defense is not good. You see Pollard's kind of fading out since Zeke can start, getting on a roll right now too. But I think Cooper may not play this week. He's questionable right now. But it gives a lot of, that airtime. He's going to throw the ball. I believe they're playing the Giants anyways this week, right?
Yes,
They're going to be throwing that ball against Giants' defense corners, right?
Yeah, Daniel Jones is playing very well. So,
he's going to be throwing
playing Dak Prescott. Yeah, the thing with Daniel Jones is he's a little bit too risky for me in cash games, and that's why I play Dak Prescott. Because if he's doing well, that means Dak Prescott has to do well. It's kind of indirect exposure to Daniel Jones. So that's why I'm with Prescott at 8,100 on FanDuel.
And then we were talking about DraftKings. You got Dak Prescott at 6,900 against the Giants. I believe Kyler Murray is at $8,000 on DraftKings too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I like Kirk Cousins, right? He's going against the Lions. He didn't have a good game last week, but I foresee him having a good game this week. He's going against the Lions that does not have a solid defense, right? That he's going against. Corners are out. But the Lions D-line, they're dogs. They're going to keep coming at you and keep itching, as you can see in the last couple of games. We're in week 5. They potentially, depending on the game, Lions could be 2-2 right now, right? And which is crazy to say, just because that defense continues to itch and try to get on your nerves. But I do like Kirk Cousins for this week, and Kirk's for DraftKings at I believe he's at $6,000. Yeah, $6,000 for draft, $6,500 for DraftKings. What do you think about Trey Lance starting this week?
He is so cheap. Talk about a guy that's going to give you lineup flexibility. I mean, this guy put up QB 20 numbers in a half.
Yep.
100%
agree with
what
you.
more can you ask for? Yeah, and he's playing in a game. I mean, we just talked about it. Yep. Murray's going to push. And we need the other side to push as well. And he does. Look, the kid doesn't look great passing the ball. He really doesn't. But that team has never needed a great passer. They had Jimmy Garoppolo take them to the Super Bowl, so they don't need a great passer. It's all about those slant routes, those drag routes. Get Deebo Samuel; those guys are athletic, they're fast, and as long as you get these guys the ball, they get the run after the catch.
Yep, I agree.
Exactly. And then if this guy is running 2-minute offense, like almost all the time because they're so far behind in the game, he's gonna run the ball.
Yeah,
and that's what we're looking for. At 6,900, I mean, he's going to be ridiculously high owned on DraftKings and FanDuel because the price is bottomed out. Yeah. And, giving you the line of flexibility to use somebody that we're going to talk about, King Henry, at 10,400. I mean, these are McCaffrey numbers.
Yeah, you got to take at this point, because even when we're looking, I know we're going to get into the running backs, but with King Henry's situation, A.J. Brown's coming back in the game this weekend. Julio Jones is out this week. It's still going to be King James's ball, right? They have to run the ball no matter who they play now because they can't win games with Tannehill's arm. They have to win games on the back of King Henry. That's just it, all day long. So you got to put him on his lineup. King, I mean, you're going to get a chance that he either makes 20 or he surprises you with like 60, 40, 45. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta roll it. You gotta figure out a way to get that, that money in for King Henry. Another guy I was looking at, man, Matt Jones, right? He's going against Houston. DraftKings, he's at $5,300. I like that pick. Houston is not doing well. I see Matt Jones picking it up speed with Jacoby Myers out there. They lost last week. What do you think?
Those guys are doing everything except touchdown. Yeah. I mean, they're moving the ball up and down the field.
Up and down.
Can't score for nothing. But this is definitely a litmus test for Mac Jones. This is a defense that he should tear up. Now, game script wise, a lot of people are maybe still believing in the Patriots from 2-3 years ago, but that defense is not good.
Yeah.
And
especially with trading Gilmore now. Right? I mean, obviously Gilmore wasn't in the game anyways, but trading Gilmore, the defense is not good.
There's no reinforcement, basically.
There's no reinforcement. Yeah,
so it could be, a sneaky, high-scoring game, and maybe this is finally the game that Mac Jones throws the 3 touchdowns that we've been waiting for, but they have a lot of weapons. Nelson Aguilar has yet to be involved in this offense. Jonnu Smith is not really showing the athleticism. And, wow, this is a get-right matchup. Yeah. We look for those.
100. Mm-hmm. So any other quarterbacks that you're looking at right now, too?
Hurts, man. Like, it doesn't matter what's happening. Hurts is going to produce garbage time. He's throwing 300 yards. And running for another 60. The floor is ridiculous. Yep, and we put him in every week. The price goes up every week.
Yeah, the price is going up every week. So right now, you got to hit on that.
Mm-hmm. For a team that's 1-3 to have a quarterback that's priced close to Kyler Murray, you got to think like, this guy is just producing. It doesn't really matter how well the team is doing.
Yeah.
Another one that's sneaky good, Joe Burrow, man. That Steelers defense is not what it used to be. They have no corners. T. Higgins is back. Joe Burrow is pretty safe, man. There's hints that Mixon may actually play this week, but I'm not.
Off of just regular.
Yeah, this could be a situation where we're looking at a Bills-style offense where they ignore the run game. And I really would like that. You can't run against the Steelers.
No, you can't.
Their corners are toast.
And then on top of that, you have a running back in Mixon that has ankle injuries, right? Why would you put him against Pittsburgh Steelers? Like, that's not rival team.
Yeah,
like,
T.J. Watt coming at him, one hit, and it's over. Please don't put Mixon in your lineup, please.
And don't waste time, because you put that in your lineup, whatever it's $8,000, $8,500, $7,000, whatever the case is. There's a chance he only plays like 20% of the snaps. And that's going to be the worst for you because you're going to end up being like 7 points, 6 points, something like that for that much money.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. Right?
Yep.
All right, man. So we're in the running back game here. So We already talked about King Henry, right? Talked about Mixon now, right? What do you think about James Conner versus the 49ers?
James Conner, status for Edmonds pending. It should be that type. My worry with James Conner is he is kind of game script dependent. You want to kind of stay away from those running backs in cash games, but this is the style of game that he should be involved in.
Right.
And we're used to Kyler Murray running into these games at the goal line and just being that guy. He is not really doing that. They're hitting the ball off to James Conner. He's got 4 or 5 touchdowns in the season already. So if this is goal line, this situation that we're looking at here, man, this could be a really good spot for him. But I would really watch out for Chase Edmonds because Chase Edmonds is producing without scoring touchdowns. So they could be trying to look to get him more involved at the goal line area, even if it's in the passing downward to pad up the stats because he's earned it.
He earned it. Yeah, you got to.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Cook situation. He's questionable right now. Madison is available, right? Madison at DraftKings is going against Detroit. DraftKings has him at $5,500. What are you thinking about Madison here?
Madison, not for me. here's the reason why. Because we saw this last week.
$5,500. I mean, you don't think the running
that's understood. But here's the other thing. I mean, you like her cousin. You can't like the running back at the same time.
I 100% agree with you. Yep, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, and the thing is, we saw last week, the one thing I'm worried about, like Dalvin Cook has been so iffy. If he doesn't feel good, just please sit out.
Sit him out.
And if he's out, I am all in on Alexander Madison. But if he plays, we're looking at a split straight down the middle, and they're going to eat off each other's points. That's not why we drafted that offense for. We want one guy, one is healthy, one produces.
Yeah, let him run. That's just it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
guy that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, the guy that actually 2 guys that I'm absolutely putting in every single one of my lineups. Najee Harris.
Yep.
Damian Williams.
Like that, like both of those.
Those guys, feature backs, they are not coming off the field. I mean, for Williams, there's the reason.
Damian, he's running the ball and catching the ball from the outside. That's the guy that's not coming off the field.
Yeah, Damian is not spring chicken, but at the same time, his workload is not the workload of normal 30-year-old running backs. He took the year off last season, so he
got time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and he ended up getting a full practice, and so if he's gonna blow up, I feel like this is the game. Montgomery is not coming back, probably not even until after the bye week. So this is a guy I put in your IR spot and just ignore him for the moment. But it's Damian Williams' backfield, and you're gonna give me a solid workload for $5,800 on FanDuel.
Justin Fields.
I'm locking that in.
Justin Fields starting this week. He has to feel comfortable with someone that he can actually throw the ball with. It's Damian Williams. In practice, he's with Damian Williams, not so much as Montgomery. That's the guy you want to go after.
Exactly, and
throwing the ball, man. I feel bad for A-Rod.
Yeah, well, there's the thing though. We Matt Nagy did exactly what we wanted him to do last week, which is kind of help cover up Justin Fields with the run game. He went off.
Yep,
this guy went off. And it was a beautiful thing to see because that's what we expect from that offense. But they're supposed to run the ball.
But Nagy wasn't one that was calling the offensive plays that week. But I got to.
That is true. But, I kind of have to give him indirect credit because he has to make the decision to not call the plays.
Wasn't him. It was Bill Lazy.
Yeah.
Nagy was all the games before that nothing was going right.
Yep. And then, just the perfect switch, perfect opponent, and the guy had a perfect game. Unfortunately, he ended up getting hurt, but this is what we can expect moving forward out of this offense. So, him with Najee Harris will be in almost all of my lineups because if we want Derrick Henry, Damian Williams helped balance it out.
Me personally, my lineup is Derrick Henry and Damian Williams.
Yeah,
Help me out.
we just keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, so let's go receivers, right? What do we have for cash games at receivers? What two guys that you have? I mean, obviously you have a lot of people in your lineup, a lot of different receivers right now. But what two guys do you feel the most comfortable and say, hey, listen, you got to put this guy in. You got to start this guy this week.
All right. So because I do plan on using Henry, I'm gonna go on the low end again. The Visca Chenault 5,800.
Nice one.
Oh, this guy is gonna go off. Yep. This is a shootout potential game.
Oh yeah, easy. Easy. And you got your coach saying, "Listen, chalk is gone. We're gonna be putting Laviska in this game. Like we're throwing balls to him. Everything's coming at him. Basically, all he got to do is just catch it." A lot of play calls for you this week, man. You just got to catch it and prove it. So I
absolutely
like that one. That was one of my picks too.
Yeah, Chenault built like a tank, 6'2", 230. Like he's supposed to look like Hopkins at that build.
Yeah,
he doesn't. This guy is a monster. So there's somebody that's taking carries out of the backfield, and with Etienne not playing, DJ Chark not playing, it's old man Marvin Jones and Laviska Chenault. This offense is going to roll through these guys, and Chenault is the younger guy. He's going to produce the yards after the catch ability that he has. He can be a monster this week.
Yeah.
So I'm guaranteeing putting him in my line.
He's definitely going to be a monster this week, especially with Urban Meyers doing what he did last week, man. The team is just like, yo, we're going to call the plays. It's obviously Lawrence throwing bombs to Chenault for the whole weekend. Ain't nobody taking any calls from Urban Myers, bro. Those are
the things that I'm looking for, man. And my second one, why is DeAndre Hopkins 7,500?
I have no idea. What? It was one week. Relax, yo. It was one week.
I am absolutely baffled, and I would take it. I will take it.
Easy take. Against the 49ers defense, you eat that alive, bro.
And you know what's even worse? Ownership projection got him for less than 8%.
It's insane. It doesn't make sense. The dude was injured one time. Think about it. Yo, just because AJ Green caught some catches, Rondell Mill caught some catches, Kirk is got. Dude, it's Hopkins. I know Connor had a great game last week. It's Hopkins. Trust me on this.
Yeah.
With no DBs. Oh my God.
Is the fear in that offense is that we just don't know who's going to go off. But at the same time, we know who's the constant.
That's it.
It's always him.
Let's look at the defense. Let's look at the defense that he's playing against. What corner out there in the 49ers can stop Hopkins from catching that ball? And most of the time, you need two. You need a free safety and a corner. It's not happening.
Yeah, and he's getting Drake Kirkpatrick in coverage, which, Jesus Christ. This guy's not good. He's really not good.
He's all right. He's not good. He'll be all right. Yeah. And in DraftKings, he's actually $7,600, right? In DraftKings. So, I mean, listen.
That DraftKings has the pricing correct. Like, they're not backing off and overreacting to this. With the lower salary cap on DraftKings, he's still more expensive than on FanDuel, which is why he's an absolute must in your lineup.
Yeah. I like Chase, right? I like Chase. I know T. Higgins is coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Chase is at $5,800, and Green Bay don't have a corner. Jay Alexander is not there.
He's on IR. Then the second guy who's not good at all, Kevin King, is questionable to play.
Yeah, and he's questionable to play. So now you have three
rookie Eric Stokes is going to be the guy that is their top man.
Who's he going to hold? It's gonna be.
He's gonna hold a lot because you gotta stop somebody from scoring. He's gonna hold flags everywhere.
Flags gonna be everywhere. Yeah. So I'm saying, go after Chase, man. Chase is at, like I said, $5,800. I like him. He's in a couple of my lineups too. I do like CeeDee Lamb's situation at $6,200. Obviously, I'm always going to go with my guy, Justin Jefferson. Always looks good in Detroit. Burners on Detroit. But also, man, I see that Adam Thielen dropped down to like $6,600, right? And that's kind of surprising when you're going against Detroit. Now, granted, like I said before, I like Detroit defensive line, that hunger. I like their linebackers. So I can see, the slant coverages are going to be covered. So that's why probably Thielen is dropping down. But don't sleep on Jefferson. Because, like I said, Detroit ain't got no corners. They going to get burnt. So Jefferson's going to have a good game. $7,600, you can't beat that. Remember, you're going to still have money depending on what running backs you go get. And even, I think we were talking about, with Houston going against New England. Look at their running backs. Damian Harris, they're cheap right now, right? They're cheap. Yeah. And Houston ain't got nobody over there. Ain't no defense.
Yeah, nobody.
Nobody over there, man.
I have two more wide receivers on the low end. I feel like nobody's talking about, man. But if you need to round up, like you just running out of salary, and you need to get this thing done. Waddle and Kadarius Toney.
Yep.
Let's go 54 and 5,300.
Go with the rookies, yo.
Man, these guys are getting so much involvement in this offense, especially last week with Kadarius Toney because Shepard and Slayton were both out. And I think this guy had a really good showing.
Yep.
Look, I'm not getting ahead of myself, but Odell, he's giving me Odell vibes in New York.
He is. Just give him the ball. Stop playing around. Galladay was worthless.
Give him the ball.
Just give him the ball, yo. Galladay is worthless.
He will take a slant to the house.
Just give him the ball.
Yep. And, this is the rebirth. And maybe the Giants weren't so silly after all for taking a wide receiver over an offensive lineman. So far it's working.
We're just saying, hey, don't sign Galladay and then take another receiver over offensive tackle. That's all I'm saying here. Don't sign Galladay for all that. And we already knew Galladay wasn't going to do nothing. So now we on week 5, and I ain't seen Galladay yet. You know what I'm saying? I did see him on the bench yelling and screaming and getting mad because he couldn't catch the ball. But other than that, man, Galladay's not here, man. Listen, it's a waste of a pick. Don't draft him. Just let him chill till like week 10, week 11 to kind of see what happens. I like Kadarius Toney, man. I like that. I don't know where John Ross is at.
Ross caught a bomb. I think we might come back and do it again. I mean, both of the guys are out again, so maybe we see a repetition.
Yeah.
We do expect to see Trayvon Diggs on Kenny Galladay.
Yep.
So we all know the rest of the corners. Anthony Brown for the Cowboys. Yeah. Not a good guy. And
just don't throw it to Diggs. Just don't. Yeah, I mean, as long
as you. Yeah, and actually, the thing is, Galladay may be the perfect wide receiver to go up against Diggs because they're both of the physical nature. And I might trust Galladay to come down with some 50-50 balls, but if a different quarterback was throwing it. So, you got to let me finish. Not Daniel Jones.
Finish that sentence for me, dog.
Yeah.
Finish that sentence for me, yo.
Well, yeah, so a couple accurate passes, Galladay might be a little bit more involved. So it's either way, we don't care. We want Toney. He's going to be free, and that's all that we care about for this game.
I agree with you. Yo, there's one more guy, and this goes against my belief to, go against my own team, right? I've said it for a couple of weeks. I do like Antonio Brown's situation, right? Antonio Brown is at $5,200 right now, real cheap. But with that, he has that speed, and Howard is not going to hold him because Howard is most likely going to be holding Evans.
Mike Evans. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, holding Mike Evans. If Jones plays, because he had a foot injury, if Jones plays or ankle injury, then he's holding, what's the gentleman name again? On the other side, the other receiver, number 14 for Tampa.
Chris Godwin.
So now you got AB all alone by himself because, they're young corners.
Yeah, I have him going up against Justin Coleman, and Justin Coleman is not good. I mean, if you're a Dolphins fan, that's the guy that's getting torched. And Miami is not performing as well as they did last season. A lot of that has to do with the takeover. but or the takeovers, the defensive scoring that they were doing last season.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the offenses have figured out, how about we just avoid that guy?
Yeah, that's just
avoid him.
Just avoid from throwing the ball to Howard's side, and that's it. Unless it's a quick slip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they avoid it. So let's see Jones. Let's see what Jones doing, and then let's avoid that one too, because that's what their Dolphins are getting killed on is tight end. So, but I like that. So, any other receivers you got?
Look, man, there's two receivers that honestly every single week their prices are going up. I'm not ignoring them. DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, these guys are staples in their offenses. They are their number ones without a doubt. So, even if you don't get touchdowns, they're going to be very stable for your cash game lineup, because we're expecting these guys to at least catch 5 passes, get close to 80 yards. That's 13 points you don't have to worry about. So if you want to get to that 129, you got a baseline. You can automatically lock that in, and any touchdowns they catch is a bonus. I used Terry McLaurin last week. This guy is a monster. Like, he wasn't even supposed to do as well against that defense, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter. And the quarterback, Taylor Heineke, trusts him, and he just lost Logan Thomas. Like, he's giving me Jameis to Mike Evans vibes. Like, triple coverage, quadruple coverage. Man, he's just throwing it to him.
Quarterback. I'm sitting here like looking at, and I know this guy's just playing out of his mind. He's playing like he's Brett Favre. Like, what do I have to lose? Tyler Heineke is a great quarterback to go after too. To be honest with you, in DFS right now, right?
Yeah.
Or GPP, to be honest with you, but but you got a guy that's like not afraid. Hey, what are you gonna do? Fire me? Ain't no other quarterback. You ain't got a starter. You ain't got a third. Yeah. So I'm the best. Yeah,
you're not gonna sit me. Yeah, that second touchdown pass that McLaurin caught, he wasn't even open.
We weren't even open. So hey, it is.
So why not? Throw it up.
Throw it up. And and then at the end of the day, it looks good for him. He may be in a running next year or continue this season starting, but he's not scared, and I'm okay with that. No. Like, he's gonna do what he needs to do to win the game. That's it. They're 2-2 right now.
We love.
So let's go tight ends, man. You were talking about Logan. Logan is out, right? We expected that. Who do you have? Who's your top 2 guys as far as tight end goes right now? Or a couple of guys.
Man,
there's not a lot of tight ends anyway.
Yeah, this position is a trash bin this week. I mean, they're saying Hawkinson has a chance to play.
Jesus.
A chance? Nah, I'm sitting him down. I'm sitting him down.
If you got the option, sit him down.
Yep, and Kittle just went on IR earlier today. So, on a slate where we don't have Kelsey, the guy that stands out is Waller, but he doesn't even have a great matchup.
He doesn't have a great matchup. So it's like,
So I will be using Waller, but I'm not going to be using him in every single lineup with like I locked in Kelsey last week. The 2 that I absolutely love.
Go ahead and say it.
Mike Gesicki.
Yep.
Mike Gesicki.
Because Tampa Bay don't know how to stop a tight end, bro.
They cannot. And Brissett only has eyes for, with Will Fuller going out, Mike Gesicki could very well be catching bombs.
Yep.
They need somebody that stretch that off. And Devontae Parker is running out there like a couch, man. He's so slow, lumbering. He looks like he wants to put his jersey back in the locker room.
Just like, I'm not about this life anymore.
Well, he's still getting targets, so regardless if he wants to play or not,
he just got to catch
is going to throw him
seven. Brissett just got to catch. I mean, but I think, with the Dolphins, you just got to keep the ball moving. You know what I mean? Start throwing 5-10 yards and then start running the ball. That first down can't be a run play, man. You got to get at least 5 yards, right? So
you got to keep that defense honest. So if you're using Mike Gesicki, please don't use Waddle in the same lineup.
Doesn't make sense.
Don't do that. But at the same time, Mike Gesicki, I think that's going to be my most owned player. I'm going down with him. $5,600 on FanDuel cash game.
There's another guy that I wanted you to look at too, because I didn't pull him up as far as how much it costs, but I was also looking at Brait, right? But the guy I'm talking about is Knox with Buffalo, right? Because we're looking at Buffalo and KC going to be a crazy game. Buffalo and KC has an issue with stopping tight ends, right? So I think that's going to be a good option as far as Knox being picked up, and I think Knox is pretty low. But we also have Brait. Dolphins have the same issue as Tampa has. It's like keeping their tight ends locked down. Brait may have a great game. And Schultz for the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, clear up. Knox is not on the main slate because he plays a Sunday night game.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday night game.
Yeah. So that's why we can't use Kelsey this week as well. So those would have been two amazing options to have on the slate. But yeah, I do like Brait. It's just he's a little bit too priced up if we're expecting Antonio Brown to go off along with the other wide receivers on Tampa. I am paying down for Ross Dwelly. Mm-hmm. And it has, I mean, let's ignore the name. We focus on the offense.
It's kind of tough though, bro.
Yeah, Ross Dwelly is like, it makes you want to throw up.
Yeah, you don't look like you about to catch nothing, bro. How you get hit?
Well, there's been a couple games where he filled in for Kittle. They were able to get productive, and I expect that they're going to make this offense very simple. We're talking early days of Jimmy Garoppolo where it was just slants by everyone, and you just got to pick whoever won off the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Yeah, and Ross Dwelly at 4,400 on FanDuel, that is an amazing option. It's a pay down option, and if it doesn't take much for him to meet his value at 4,400. You're not really losing much.
Not losing, and also you got to think about this way too, man. Lance was the backup quarterback when the first stringers were playing with Garoppolo. Who was the second stringers playing with? Right, that's Lance's guy. Right?
Yep, exactly. So they have that connection.
They already have a connection with him. So Lance is going to run the ball, but at the same time, hey, listen, I'm gonna get in contact, with Dwelly because he's my safe bet at the end of the day, right? So look at him, and it's cheap. You gotta go after cheap. I love cheap, man.
Hey, if there's no Kelsey, I'm just aiming for a touchdown.
Just give me a touchdown for this $4,400 bill.
That's all I want, baby. That's all I want.
That's all I want, yo. All right, man. Who's your? Oh, I know you said Gesicki and Dwelly. Anybody else that you're looking at?
Waller. I mean, these guys that are left, I really do not trust them. I'm looking at Evan Engram for 5,300, but that's a GBP play for me. I'm not putting that in my cash game because he could easily give you a catch for 2 yards and be out the game. So
done. I just don't trust him either way. I don't trust him either way. But what about Hunter Henry? Going against Houston. I mean, we talk about Jacoby Myers in that situation, but Hunter Henry or Jonnu Smith, if Jonnu's not injured or questionable by the time the game starts. Well, what do you think about these guys?
Those guys, man, Hunter Henry is producing now, but it's the way the game looks. Like you can box score scout all you want and always see that Hunter Henry had the better game, but there's some penalties that get plays called back for Jonnu Smith.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It feels like at any time that switch could happen. At any given time that switch can happen. But Hunter Henry, you want 4 for 40. I mean, that's 8 points.
That's 8 points, bro.
That's about what Kelsey scored last week for significantly more money. So
$10,000.
Yeah, so you don't. It's a floor play. You're not going to see Hunter Henry go out and have 100 yards. So there's no upside to the play. But if you're filling out your roster, you need that tight end, and you just don't have any money left. That's the game.
Pick him up. All right, so let's go to GPP, man. What do you have for quarterbacks for your GPP?
GPP quarterback is looking a lot like my cash game quarterback,
Yeah, I
man.
mean that's what I'm gonna say too.
Yeah. So I mean, DraftKings, we've already talked about all of these guys: Kyler Murray, Joe
Yep.
Burrow, Daniel Jones, and Trey Lance, or the
I like
pay
that.
down option. But Kyler Murray, man, like
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, and I
he's
even got
worth it.
Carr in there. I got Carr in there too because man, it's kind of tough with this team. You just never know. You don't know if Waller going to be involved in this game. You don't even know if we've been talking about for years in Braylon Edwards. Now he can't even catch a ball. It's like, what's going on? And so, but he seems like he has the green light to just throw. You know what I'm saying? And so he
Yeah.
has the opportunity. So
Oh yeah, he's definitely throwing for more than ever before. And actually, I have a player that I would have in every GPP lineup
Who's
from
that?
that team.
Who's that? Drake?
Henry Ruggs.
Who?
Henry Ruggs.
Who?
Henry Ruggs.
All right.
Let me. Can I explain? Like Kevin Hart.
Go ahead,
The
bro.
Bears. Kendall Vildor. That that is the corner that would
All
be
right, point
chasing
for
Henry
you.
Ruggs.
Point
Yeah,
for you.
and if we can, you can change whatever corner. None of these guys are as fast as Ruggs. He could catch multiple 50-yard bombs this week,
Yeah.
and I'm not. That's another reason why I'm kind of hesitant on Waller, because he's more of the possession guy, the slow down the field
Henry's
guy.
that
But
50-yard guy that he can catch too, and you can rocket it 20 to
God,
25 points easy.
yes. And this guy, he is the Kendall Vildor is the sixth worst cornerback in the league. Oh my God, man! Fire up Henry Ruggs, fire him up. I know we skipped the running back. Fire this guy up.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. There ain't no way, boy.
Hey, it's crazy. Henry Ruggs is on his team too.
I mean, hey, boy, it ain't no way, boy. But hey, Ruggs has that option, man. You're looking at the corners that he has right now. It's a great pick. What did you say the amount was? What, 3,800, 4,400, something like that?
Ruggs.
Yeah, I think he's going after that much, right?
5,600.
5,600. FanDuel?
But you're looking at no. DraftKings. I'm using all DraftKings pricing for my GPP.
All right.
Yeah. So this guy, just fire him up. But yeah, we let's go back to the quarterback.
Yeah.
We were talking about Derek
Just
Carr.
jumped it, yeah.
If Ruggs has a big game, then Derek Carr is bound to have a big game, and this guy is on fire. We know the Raiders always fail out.
Yeah,
Let's
easy.
just get one last week out of them.
Yeah, that's easy. So let's go to running backs, man. Obviously, one of the big guys we talked about, Henry. We talked about Damian Williams. Who else do you have that is interesting to you? I actually had Jamal Williams. If Swift is not playing, right? I feel like Jamal is a great
Swift is playing, man. Swift is he's just dealing with that groin on a weekly basis.
Tough.
He gets a full practice every Friday. My concern with that team, almost their entire offensive line is out.
Yep. And they ain't got Hopkinson.
So they could be under fire. And that's why I like Swift, believe it or not, because we're going to get a lot of passes out of the backfield. If this guy's under fire, he's going to go for the check down. Goff is not the aggressive quarterback anyway. So it could be a situation, especially if you're getting full point PPR and on DraftKings, and Swift is 5,100. Like, are you insane? Like, I need this guy.
Get him. It's $5,100.
5,100. That's ridiculous. And what's gonna help scare people off even more is the offensive line use. We're looking at less than 10% ownership for this guy in GDP. So he's definitely a play for me.
And the thing is, he may not run against them, but he definitely gonna catch the balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have two more players.
Who's that?
Man, I actually have a lot of players for GDP that I like this week. But Lenny Fournette, Man, I like Lenny Fournette this week.
But I was hoping you don't say that too. I like him too. Yeah, I don't want to say that against the Dolphins, but man, I like Leonard against the defensive Dolphins right now, man. I hate picking against the Dolphins. I'm like, man, this looks so good. I don't want to jinx my own team, but man, this looks good on DFS right now.
Yeah, Dolphins are struggling against the run, and everybody is on them. Projected ownership for Fournette is a lot. We're looking at 25%.
Yeah.
So it's that high for a reason. It finally feels like we have clarity in this backfield. Like, come on, let's go, fire him up.
It's not Ronald Jones. Yeah. It's always not been Ronald Jones last year. I think at the end of the day, they tried to figure it out. Like, yo, it's Ronald. Let's start Ronald this year. It's not Ronald. Ronald's going to be a free agency next year. He's not the guy for DFS. It's Fournette.
No. That guy has 2 shovels for him. Yeah. So he's not. Get off the shit.
And Bruce Arians ain't about that life.
No, he's not. What about you? What running backs? I know you probably like Eckler this week, don't you?
I do. But I'm not going for it, man. Like I said, man, I really like the Damian Williams situation. I like, there's no way you can't get off of Henry, and I like the Swift situation. If Swift is questionable, man, you go with Jamal Williams. Damian Harris up in New England looks good too. I think he's at like $5,100. Those are the great key
James
players.
Swift is going to be very good for him.
Yeah, easy. But those are the guys I'm looking at, man. Obviously, I like Madison, but like you said, man, with Kirk Cousins, you can't feed all of them, right? So who's going to be, and we look at Cook, that he's probably most likely going to get into the game. So what's the point, right? What do we have as my receivers is pretty much the same as my regular cash games here, man. Receivers, man, do a shout out for you for Philly with Smith. I did put out Kenny Galladay. I just wanted to throw him a little bread. I got Chase. AJ Green, I got him up there too. Obviously, I got my boy Chenault.
That's the wrong AJ.
I know it's wrong.
That's the wrong AJ.
It's really supposed to be AJ Brown, but I just put him there. But also, man, one of my biggest guy, man, I do like him at $5,500 for DraftKings right now, man. And if I'm expecting Fields to have a good game, maybe Damian Williams to have a good game, man, you gotta get the ball to Allen Robinson, right? Like you trying to win this game, it's Allen Robinson's game. Throw the ball to Allen Robinson. It's his week. That's it.
This is the week. It has to be the week. And this is a situation where like we have the perfect matchup for the corner. You have the perfect game script because these guys are gonna keep this thing going. The only pause for Allen Robinson, especially for GPP, Darnell Mooney's a little bit more attractive.
Yeah, he is, but it's Allen.
At this price,
you can't. This price on Allen Robinson, bro, you average is $7,500, right, for Allen before. Getting him at like $5,500, bro, whatever that amount is, I believe it is $5,500. It's $5,500. He'll never be at this price again. Never.
Honestly,
our expectation for Fields is high. This is the week. You know what I'm saying? This is the week for Allen Robinson to come up. Like, dude, you have no choice. Throw the ball to Allen Robinson, trade him in 2 weeks. Because this is the week for him, yo. Get his stock up, bro. You know what I mean? Get his stock up. We know he's not going to be there. Just trade him and call it a day. But Allen Robinson, matter of fact, Dolphins will send Fuller out, and we'll take Allen. That's $10 million.
Get you a swap. That's definitely a buy low.
Yeah.
I have a really, really deep pool.
All right.
Bashaud Breeland of the Vikings is the worst corner in the league.
Yeah.
And these guys play cover 2 zone. He's the reason why that team has to throw the ball so much. He is that guy. He's allowing almost every single pass to be caught.
Yeah,
and he's going to be lining up.
They thought he's a steal. He came from KC. Yeah.
Nah, there's a reason KC let him go. And KC's not doing too hot.
He ain't doing too hot. KC's like, if we're going to lose without him too. So.
But so Quintez Cephas is lining up against Bashaud Breeland.
Yep.
$4,100. Jesus Christ. And less than 2% ownership. Man, you want to take down a GBP?
That's the guy.
That's your guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Remember, Hawkinson is out. He's doubtful. And when he's doubtful, that means he's out. Cephas.
Yep.
He's there.
Yeah.
$4,100.
Cephas.
And
you know, a lot of people, a lot of people are on Rashad Breeland, but I'm sorry, Khalif Raymond.
Yeah,
Khalif Raymond, who is producing, but it's kind of been a hot hand thing because Khalif Raymond goes off 2 weeks and then they switch to Cephas for 2 weeks. Man, Cephas has got the perfect matchup. Everything is lining up. Yeah,
Cephas. You gotta get him $4,100, man. It's easy. Yo, one of your lineups should be lower on that. Right, those steals and go high on running backs, bro. $100 is not bad. Yeah. It's not bad at all. Yeah. What do you got as tight ends go?
Tight ends, Noah Fant.
Yeah.
Noah Fant, there's nobody left. Cortland Sutton rolled his ankle on Friday's practice.
Yep.
Like, I mean, they're saying we'll monitor it. This guy might not even be active.
I mean,
so Noah Fant
too. Remember, Bridgewater had a concussion. Mm-hmm. He's still not cleared yet.
Yeah. No, he's cleared. He's cleared. He's expected to play. So, you know, him with Noah Fant and, man, this Tim Patrick thing that everybody is hyping up, it's not for me, man.
It's done. It's over. The hype up.
Yeah, let's go with the high pedigree. And actually, the other tight end that we worry about in the
he's out.
Offense, Albert. Oh, he's out. Yeah, he's out. So this is Noah Fant season. And you know what? The more I talk about it, the more I think that Noah Fant should move into my cash game lineup. Considering how bad, like I would rather pay $4,900 for Noah Fant than pay up for Evan Ingram. Like that's somebody that I definitely need in there.
Yeah, I agree with
but yeah, man, it's the same thing. And oh God, Ricky still.
Why are you going after Ricky, bro?
$2,500.
I know he's $2,500, man, but jeez.
$2,500. No, the guy when he came in after the injury, 80% of routes he was running.
Yep.
If you're a tight end, you're running routes, you're gonna get targeted.
Yeah.
The tight ends that stay into block, that's the problem. And the offense needs somebody to step up after Logan Thomas. And Ricky is that guy.
$2,500.
$2,500.
And again, your backup quarterback, who is now your starter, used to throw to the tight end. Doesn't give a crap. He literally is the Brett Favre of Green Bay at that time. Like, he'll throw the ball to anybody, don't care. Interception? Hey, well, I'm coming back the next series anyway.
Exactly.
What you gonna do?
Yep.
4 interceptions, still coming back. You know what I mean? So I'll be here all day long.
Man, I can't wait on Sunday to just scream out, Ricky! Man, that's gonna be the highlight of my day, man. This guy's gonna help somebody with some money.
$2,500 is cheap as hell, man. You got to go after it.
Yep.
You got to go after it. So those are your tight ends, man. This is Lockercode DFS. Any shout-outs that you want to do, man? Anything that you want to answer? Questions that that was sent to you about DFS lineups? Like anything at all?
Yeah, the main thing I'm seeing here, a lot of people are into CJ Uzoma, and I've gotten questions about him possibly being entered into lineups, considering all these players that have dropped. We've lost so many tight ends, and the position is already bad anyway. So, CJ Uzoma, please don't use him. T. Higgins is back. He was just a stand-in, a place filler.
Yeah. Don't start him. Don't do it.
No.
If you had the opportunity to draft waiver wire pickup, you should have never did it. Should have listened to us last week's show. Don't pick him up. Don't do it again this week. Just don't start him on DFS lineup. It was a joke. It was cool. It was funny. We're not doing it anymore. You got us on Thursday night. It was cool. 2 touchdowns.
It was fun while it lasted. Actually, what I'd like to do, let me just go through the corners real quick, just so everybody has an idea for the GPP lineup. So the worst coverage corners and their wide receiver matchups. We already talked about Rashad Breeland on Quintet Cephas. Benjamin St. Jude for the Washington football team is not good. He's getting Marquez Callaway. C.J. Anderson, who just joined the Panthers, is going up against Jalen Rager. Rager has been having a lot of down games in the sense that he's not producing big plays, which is what he was drafted for. But it only takes one bomb. And that's going to be a high-scoring game. Jesus Christ. Amani Uwele is getting Justin Jefferson. I know you like him. This guy is the third corner, I believe, in line for the Lions because they've lost everybody.
All their starters.
So that's definitely the guy.
First-round picks are gone for the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this week I'm going back to Corey Davis because he gets Fabian Moreau of the Falcons. I mean, honestly, you didn't need to know who the name of the corner is.
Just said
as long as you knew it was the Falcons. That's all it is. Yeah. And then,
that's a win for New York anyways. But I hope it's not a win for New York, but it's definitely going to be a win for New York. Because I don't want to – we can't lose to Tampa and then New York Jets are 2-3 and we 1-4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah. Last one, Brandon Ayuk. This guy has been very disappointing. He's going to have low ownership, but we needed somebody to unlock his potential. Yeah. And Trey Lance is playing.
That guy.
He is a bomb thrower, and he's getting Marco Wilson of the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals front seven is very good. Their corners, not so much. Yeah. So as long as he's getting a little bit of time, which the offensive line is going to give Lance time, and even if they don't, somehow he's going to scramble out the pocket. Those guys are going to get frustrated. Right. There's a big game brewing for Brandon Ayuk. I believe it's this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Man. Nice up. Mm-hmm. All right, man. That's it for us, man. Lockercode DFS with your boy Myth the Legend and CN. I mean, that's it for us, man. Shout outs to Ren. Shout outs to his son, man. He had his last football game this weekend, yo. Big up to him. Shout out to P and his family. We love you. Blessings out there to you guys. I know there's, you guys going through some things right now. So, prayers and out to your family and everything like that, man. All right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I hope everything things heal with time, and my heart goes out to you. My condolences, and hopefully, we get back in the game and get our head back on our shoulders and proceed forward with life, man.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. All right, man. We out.
All right. Peace.